Let me check. Now, what about you? What about now? Am I audible clearly?
सर डिस्टर्बेंस बहुत आ रहा है।
कोड लेंथ आवाज आ रही है ना क्लियर?
नहीं सर, क्लियर नहीं आ
नहीं
रही है,
सर,
मतलब
थोड़ा
बहुत
सा
ज़्यादा।
है सर।
सर पटेगा
सर वॉइस लैग।
वॉइस लैग
सर
सर
आपकी
वॉइस में
वॉइस कट रही
डिस्टर्बेंस
है।
आ रहा है
सर
मतलब।
कट रही है आप।
ओके
डिस्टर्बेंस ज़्यादा आ रही है मतलब सर, वॉइस में नॉइस बहुत।
ओके ओके वेट अ मिनट सो एम आई ऑडिबल क्लियरली हेलो एम आई ऑडिबल नाउ
नो सर।
नो सर, अभी भी थोड़े डिस्टर्बेंस हो रहा है।
so let's focus on one small example. You can see my screen. I have code blocks. First line has include stdio.h. Second line, the defining one macro. Name of the macro is gfc and value is 7. Okay. Now, last time we have discussed we can define macro without any characters like this. If you want to use space, we can use space like this. This is what the definition of macro 1, definition of macro 2. In both case, I am storing the single space as a character. So these are the character constants. Usually hash define is used for the defining character constants. Oh, sorry, they are defining different types of constant. Now, here IFDEF macro 1. If macro 1 is defined, test whether macro 1 is defined. Okay, so if macro 1 is defined, you can observe this line on your output screen. So here you can see the macro 1 defined. Okay, now this is what and if and of this macro and of this macro, these are the compiler control directives. Second, if defined macro, so again we are checking test whether macro 2 is defined or not. Okay, so if macro 2 is defined, then we can observe this message on screen. So macro 2 is defined. Now last time we didn't discuss about this. We can undefine macro also. So what is the syntax to undefined macro? Just you need to use hash sign undef. Okay, then the name of the macro. Okay, name of the macro. So in earlier case the macro 2 was defined. Now because of this statement the macro 2 is not defined for this line number 17. Okay, line number 17. So you cannot observe this message macro 2 defined once again on your screen. Okay, now if suppose if macro is not defined, we want to check that. Okay, so we can use if and stands for if not defined, like this space test2. So if test2 macro is not defined, then you can write multiple statement. So the next statement is define the test2 macro. Let's say test2 macro. Okay, and print the value belongs to test2 macro. Okay, so here you can see in earlier case test2 macro was not defined. Now because of this statement line number 22 we are defining the macro and we are observing the value on screen. Any doubt in this small program? Hello. Yes. Okay, I have two different network. If you have any doubt, you can type in WhatsApp. Sorry, chat box. Any doubt?
नो सर।
Okay. Now, how to use if compiler macro? If gfg, so here we have one macro. Its value is 7. Okay. Now, if that value is greater than 200, then undefined. Undefined GFG and define GFG with new value, let's say 200. Now here the value of GFG is 7. So else if, like ELIF stands for else if. So here the value of GFG is less than 50. Okay. So here undefined GFG, so previous value is removed, then new value of GFG would be 50. New value of GFG would be 50. Okay, else do something else. Okay, like if value is negative, then do something. Okay, so this way we can use if, else, and if this macro. Now let's print the value hold by this GFG macro. So you can see value hold by GFG macro is 250. 250. Are we getting correct output? Are we getting correct output? Yes, the value is 50, not 250. Here 2 is for the test 2. Okay, let me write slash n, then you can understand. Slash n GFG. Okay, so now the value of GFG is 50 because in previous case value was 7. Now because of this condition, if value of GFG is less than 50, then the new value of GFG would be 50. That's why we are observing 50 on screen. Okay, so this is what the small discussion. Now let's talk about your syllabus quickly. Okay, chapter 15. In this we have discussed the preprocessor. Okay, then one example of each statement. Okay, hash define, how to use hash define, undefined, include, if define, and if not defined, and if. Okay, we have discussed one example of each directives. There are three classification: macro, okay, file inclusion, compiler controller directives. We have discussed these, and we have discussed these also. Okay, so we have discussed these. Now, do you need this image file or PPT file or both? Your syllabus is over. This is the last
Sir,
point.
both.
Okay. Up to this, you need to read. Huh? Up to this, you need to read. So, these are the screenshot of your book. File inclusion, we have discussed this. Compiler controller directive, four different situations in we need the compiler controller directives. Okay, situation 1, situation 2, situation 3, and situation 4. Okay, and these are the different example. And finally, this is the last topic of your book. Okay. Now, one of the students has doubt about how to determine length of the code. For that, you need to use Linux. In Windows, I am not comfortable. In Linux, I know few commands, so I can easily determine the size of the code. Yes. Now, cat is this is a simple command. Maybe you are not aware. Cat is a command to display the content of file. So this is the content of this file macro1.c. Now I have used the a macro value is 5. Okay, here I have a variable double a equal to 4, which is declared as an integer. Now let's discuss few steps to determine length of the code. For that we need to refer one document. So the first is the preprocessor. Now what is the role of preprocessor? Preprocessor basically replace this macro with its value. Okay, so we have discussed this. Now let's observe how to see in Linux. The name of file is macro1.c. So now you can see has include stdio.h add different. This is the output, huh? Don't worry about the output. Again, this is not part of a syllabus, but for your understanding, we are discussing right now. So this is the output of this particular command. GCC is a compiler to compile the program. Like in Windows, we have a Turbo C. Similarly, here in Linux, we have a GCC compiler and linker. So this first step is what? We need to use different option. With help of E option, I am going to generate the code which is given to the compiler for compilation. Okay, so after using preprocessor tool, I have this type of code, and this code is given to the compiler. Now you can see what is the role of preprocessor. The role of preprocessor is what? Replace macro with its value. So here the original code, let me edit macro 1.c. The original code is this, okay, which is if you give this code to preprocessor, then the preprocessor would do what? Here the a is replaced by its value because a is a macro. Now you can see here, okay, you can see here. So a is replaced by its value 5. And what about the normal variable a? Okay, so the preprocessor is doing nothing for the normal variable. Now you can see here, okay. So in this PDF, this is again I will give you this for your reference. Okay, so first task is on the preprocessor. Basically, preprocessor do some task, and then we are providing this code to the compiler for the compilation. After adding different header file, okay, whatever, let's say stdio.h or stream.h, this file is given to the compiler. Okay, now next step is let's we have discussed that the compiler checks for syntax error and the generate object code of your main user defined function. Okay, so for that we need to use this as, okay. And if you want to learn something about this different option, you can use this command man gcc in Linux. So for example, we have discussed E option. Okay, so how to read about the E option? Use page down, scroll the pages. You can find information about E option. See, stop after the pre-processing stage. Do not run compiler proper. The output is in form of pre-processed source code, which is sent to standard output. Okay, so we have used this option. Now, similarly, we are going to use this option. Okay, stop after the stage of compilation proper. Do not assemble. Means we are not going to observe the final output code if we use this option as option. Okay, so let's observe gcc, then the s, and then the file name macro1 dot c. Okay, okay, so one file is created, the macro1 dot s. Yes, here we can see. These are different files. So the next option is as option. Now if you use these, then the this file is created macro1.s. I need to use capital. Okay, then yes, so this file is created macro1.s. Okay, now let's observe this content of the macro1.s. Okay, macro1.s is nothing but one type of object code. Okay, and to observe that, we need to use one of this command or tool. You can say gdb is a debugger tool. All object dump is also one of the command used in Linux. Object dump. Okay, then the name of the file is here simple.c, so simple.o. So here the macro1.o. Okay, let me write. Okay, so get macron dot s. Okay, now this is what the assembly code. Assembly code means machine can understand only 1 0. Machine can understand only 1 0. So printf is what, if you use printf scanner, then this is a high level language that is converted into machine level language using assembly code. Okay, now these are instruction. So if you learn the preprocessor, okay, preprocessor, then processor, everything, then we have this type of instruction. Right now we are using mobile in which we have processor. So processor do what, do different types of process with help of instruction sets are there. So these are the different instruction, like for example move. Okay, then let's say if you are using function, then call that function, so call. So these are different instruction. So here the object code of main user defined function is created. Okay, here you can see the number of line is approximately 150. Now let's generate the final code. To generate final code, we need to write this GCC, which check syntax error. If there is no syntax error present in your code, then you will get the object code in form of this file a dot out. Okay, so if we observe the content, so here the number of line is more than 150. Yes or no? So using this we can determine the length of the code. Am I clear? Am I clear about this? How to determine length of the code?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is not part of your syllabus, but this is for your information. Okay. Okay.
सर,
Yes.
जो आपने कोड यूज करे वो विंडोज के कमांड प्रॉम्प्ट में नहीं चलेंगे ना?
No. That's why I already told you na, for that I need Linux. So yesterday we didn't discuss because I need to switch from Windows to Linux. Okay, in Linux you can easily use. Okay, because GCC is a part of the Linux. We cannot use GCC compiler in Windows OS. Okay, that's why. So you can easily observe this way we can determine size of the code. See, a dot out is a final object code or exe in Windows system. Okay, so what is the role of preprocessor? Preprocessor basically do some task related to macro, then that code is given to the compiler. Compiler creates object code of your program, which is very small, like this. See, from this point to this point. Okay, now you are using printf, scanf, these different function, okay, in which are inbuilt. So in order to use this function properly for obtaining output, we need to link object code of the main user defined function and object code of this function together, and then we can observe the final object code like this. See, okay. So I hope your doubts are clear. How to determine length of the code. Any another doubt in your syllabus chapter 15? Rest we are going to stop here because your syllabus is over. Okay. So wait for 2 minutes. I will upload this in Google Drive and you can download from the chat box.